Have you ever watched someone do something so dumb, you end up feeling sorry for the tree that's working so hard to produce the oxygen that person is breathing? Yeah, loves, that's the vibe I got watching that video. And y'all will agree with me in a minute and have a similar feeling towards the TikTokers we're about to discuss in this video. I know, it's always that app. It's always TikTok. Yep, you heard it right. The oops, I did it again of apps, TikTok. Okay, loves, without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, let me give you some context because today's topic is one that has literally affected all of us. So there's an unwritten rule of social decorum everyone should know, but since TikTokers missed the memo, let me remind them. Never comment about someone's marital status, finances, and weight, unless they volunteer the information willingly. This rule should be as obvious as a red carpet gown. But, well, if there's one thing TikTok has proven to us, it's that common sense isn't as common to everyone. And that's why we're here. If you're asking why someone's love life, bank account, and body should be out of bounds, let me explain. You see, society has made it a point to use these three very shallow yardsticks as a measure of value of people's self-worth. And we've seen this being played out in both bold headlines and hush-hush whispers. I mean, when you hear the word model, you automatically picture a very specific kind of body type because that's how we all have been conditioned, right? Anyways, with that out of the way, let's go back to this video for you to understand where I'm going with this. This video has been marinating in my mind for quite some time because weight is a very touchy subject, and I've got to admit that I even have my own battles with body image, so when I see people mocking others for how they look, it literally gives me shivers. Y'all, I am sure you'll agree with me that body shaming is the ugliest yet most common form of cyberbullying on TikTok. Alright, enough of the chit chat, let's get back to the video. So the other day I was casually swiping through my TikTok feed and then bam! The algorithm sent me that video and my eyes literally almost popped out of my head. Like, it takes so much strength to be this vulnerable on camera, and you can literally see she's crying because she doesn't feel good about herself. But y'all, I wasn't prepared for the stitch that followed, because tell me why this other lady decided to use this as the perfect time to flaunt her body just because she has what Hollywood has made us believe is the standard of beauty. I need someone to break it down for me like a child learning the alphabet for the first time. Why, of all the TikTok videos, why would she choose this lady's vulnerable moment as her time to shine? And as if that wasn't enough, did you see her caption? In the original video, the lady wrote, "I hate the way I look." And what did our fame-thirsty, clout-obsessed maniac write on hers? Oh, sucks for you. She literally told her, too bad. Unlike you, I actually feel and look really hot. Here, look at me. You know what? At this point, I'm even done being mad at these TikTokers. I just have one sincere question for whoever created TikTok. When you made it easy for everyone to create quick, short videos in your app, did you consider the amount of illiterate, inconsiderate, insensitive, attention-seeking, and outrightly disgusting number of people that would join the party? My goodness, we need a break because this platform is literally one hell of a circus. I mean, seriously, we have witnessed all sorts of scandals, mysteries, misleading information, self-proclaimed wellness gurus, you name it. I sometimes feel like they dumped every flavor of crazy into a blender and then hit the pulse button. But that's not all, loves. The plot thickens. Naturally, you'd think in the comment section there would be a flood of support and positive vibes to lift this poor soul's spirits, right? Well, if that's what you expected, you definitely have too much faith in humanity. TikTokers had a different script in mind. It took a good amount of time just going through people's reactions to the video, and this is something I'd love for us to discuss because there's a lot of outright and low-key hate. Have we let keyboard warriors go unchecked for way too long? Because it's so sad that we now live in a world that is defined by the comment section. Remember, she said she didn't like how she looked. Here are some of the comments she got. Then change it. I don't. I'm sorry, but why are y'all giving her false hopes in the comments? That's more cruel than insulting her. Well, let's give credit where credit is due, loves. Yes, there were a handful of uplifting and positive comments, but the fact that people decided this was the perfect moment to throw shade is simply mind-boggling. This video made me confirm the sad truth that some people treat body positivity like the latest fashion trend. Like something to flaunt just to look cool and trendy, but it's moments like this that show their raw feelings about people with certain body types. To make matters worse, these insensitive bunch of clout-chasing, fame-thirsty wannabes are the polar opposite of our lady in distress. They're what society and social media dub as the conventional, beautiful, fit, and healthy. Honey, I have a question. Can you genuinely call yourself beautiful if you're out here putting out someone else's candle just to make your own shine brighter? Maybe you look beautiful, but do you really feel beautiful? If you did, you wouldn't be putting someone else down like that. So no, you are not beautiful in any way, shape, or form. Isn't it such a tragedy to be pretty attractive and then not attractive at the same time? You know what they say, look and talents can take you to the top, but character is what keeps you there. Which brings us to the next topic. Have y'all noticed that there are people on these social media scenes who have turned their physical appearance into the main event? I'm talking about the ones who will go to any length to snap pics from angles that scream, hey, look at my good side because that's all I've got. They have zero personality, zero character, just body. And they feed it to us every 2 seconds, so you'd assume it's some much needed cure. So these are the kind of people who would want to prey on someone's struggles and insecurities by using it as an opportunity to flaunt their limbs and enjoy their 2 seconds of fame. I mean, sit down, Sarah. We've noticed your flat tummy, but come on. Even someone with an emotional IQ lower than a toddler's tantrum has some basic level of human decency. Moving on, loves, can we talk about another group of people who are even more of a menace than the ones we've discussed because they are the enablers? You see, this second group is the rel pandemic because every time someone dares to call out these TikTokers, you can bet your bottom dollar that there is that one cringeworthy comment dismissing it as a mere joke. You'll find them in every corner of the internet and even in real life. To them, life is just one big joke. And by the way, they also throw shade occasionally, but their main strength and job online is to support the frontline bullies. They'd happily throw shade at you or watch someone drag you till nightfall, but they won't come to your rescue. But when the tables turn, they'll expect you to be kind to them because, you know, it's all fun and games until it hits close to home. They are the ones who left comments like this. I'm sorry, but why are y'all giving her false hopes in the comments? That's more cruel than insulting her. These people always come off as if they mean no trouble and they are just being practical, but you don't have to read too much into it to realize that they are literally the same as the bullies. I think it's high time we call them out too, because they are just as guilty as the loud culprits. So before you come at me with that nonsense, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for being a member of this community, but I'm afraid you have to go because no, people have stood by and watched others comment all sorts of digital crimes just because, oh, it's just a joke. Are we really at a point where we can't tell the difference between a harmless jest and downright mockery? Blindly following the herd like sheep, even when they're veering off the moral cliff because that's the name of the game. What do you think cyberbullying is? If there's one thing I've come to realize about social media and TikTok specifically, it's the fact that everyone doing it doesn't mean it's right or funny. People literally jump onto any trend bandwagon for attention, hoping it will catapult their growth to overnight fame. I'm glad that there's a whole other bunch of people who share the same views as me on this matter. People justifying hating on someone because everyone else is concerning, but that's what TikTok is. It's always girls support girls until someone actually needs supporting. Then people would use the excuse dark humor when it isn't funny. And here's the kicker, my friends. There is a razor thin line between offering some constructive criticism and full-blown trolling. I've seen videos where people wrap up their hate in these fancy, backhanded compliments, all in the name of so-called constructive criticism. First and foremost, who gave them the authority? What makes them believe that tearing someone down elevates their opinion to greatness? I mean, if they're such experts at identifying and solving other people's problems, why don't they do us all a favor and tackle global warming while they're at it? Okay, loves, let's shift gears to yet another breed of bullies, the ones who hit you with that infamous line, why did you post it if you didn't want people to react? These are the ones who will boldly look you in the eye and declare that you deserve the negativity because you asked for it. We really should be living on the same planet with people who shift blame to the abused. I mean, civilization hasn't come this far for us to behave like savage beasts in fancy clothing. As someone who has been on these virtual platforms for quite some time, I need you to know that the only way to maneuver these streets is by developing a thick skin, because there's nothing you'll say and get 100% positive reaction. You could post something as innocent as "I love apples," and the internet's finest detectives will swoop in with their magnifying glasses and turn your innocent apple-loving post into a full-blown fruit fiasco. They will hit you with comments like, "Oh, so you don't like mangoes? Are you saying bananas are? What about pineapples? Why are you discriminating against fruits? If you think apples are all that, try eating them daily and die in a week." I kid you not. People can twist anything to suit their own perspective and start arguing with you just for the sake of arguing. You can literally end up apologizing to the other fruits for discriminating against them. But here's the deal, my loves. Always remember that you're responsible for what you say, not what someone else decides to hear. What strikes me about this body shaming trend is how much the goalpost always just keeps shifting. People will bully you for being plus sized and equally criticize you for being lean. Aren't we the same people who drag celebrities through the mud every other day for either gaining or losing an ounce? Let me remind you of the heartbreaking episode with the late Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace. When he started shedding pounds, the rumor mill churned out that he was using drugs, when in reality, he was fighting a courageous battle against cancer. And did we learn from that heart-wrenching episode? Nope, because we've put other celebrities through the same ringer. I mean, come on, isn't it just the other day when Ariana Grande had to step up and address the same darn issue? Seriously, y'all, this madness has got to stop. With that out of the way, part of the growing thick skin is being prepared for all sorts of reactions, because some people will just project their insecurities and frustrations onto you for no reason whatsoever. As unfortunate as this may sound, you need to know that the moment you choose to share a part of your life on the internet, it could go both ways. And in the case of this beautiful lady, she may not have seen the storm coming because she didn't expect anyone to use one of her daily struggles as a punchline. We can only hope that she didn't end up blaming herself for anything, because online strangers can gaslight you until you start second guessing yourself. Now, listen up, loves. Let's not pretend as if we're victims here. If you have participated in this gross behavior, either by bullying people online or by supporting the bullies, this is your clue to stop, because it only shows how ugly and sad you are. Creating a video to make you seem superior because of your looks, thinking that you're the bee's knees, let me spell it out for you. It does not and will never make you attractive. I'm sure you know someone who seems to have everything going for them, but for some reason they are just bitter and pick on others unprovoked. We gotta stop raining on other people's parades. Well, the next time you spot them, show them some love, or if you're bold like me, just look them straight in the eye and ask, "Is everything okay at home?" Also, guys, is there a TikTok trend that you find problematic and unkind and you'd like us to talk about? Please let me know in the comment section. Thanks, loves, for watching, and remember, in a world where you can be anything, be kind.